Hi, welcome to Live Dungeons and Dyslexia. I'm joined by Brian Colin tonight. Did I get it right?
You got it totally right.
I got
Thank
it
you.
right.
Thanks, Adrian.
The downside of being English is we just read things English ways and you read things American ways because you're frenetic and we're just
right.
we are.
You read it like it is.
No, you do things because it's like aluminum. We call it aluminium, which doesn't make any sense.
But aluminium sounds so much fancier.
Probably, yeah, it does. But if we started correcting you all the time, you'd be like, "No, this is just annoying." But it's as a dyslexic, I much prefer the American way of speaking because I think I could spell things a lot better if I was just allowed to spell words phonetically. Because that's how it should be. But English is a nightmare to learn. It's a horrible language. Right, Brian, we are going to be talking about your Kickstarter that is ending very soon, Vast Grimm. But I've lost your sound. Can anyone else hear him? Or is it just me? Can someone put in the comments down below? No, I can't hear you at all. But I could before camera. No one else can hear you. Have you got something else on it running in the background? You've got no YouTube running, nothing like that? Weird. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can switch.
I can hear you now. I don't know. I don't know what you've just done.
I switched to the built-in microphone, which isn't as good. I don't know why the other one disconnected. So.
Okay, that's so weird. That's the second time. I can't remember who else I had on, and we were talking absolutely fine. And then as soon as the interview started, he had a very similar thing with his. So right, all right, I'm gonna be quiet now. Do you want to introduce yourself so everyone knows who you are?
Sure thing. Hey everybody. As Adrian said, I'm Brian Colin. I'm the co-creator of Vast Grimm, a rules light sci-fi horror RPG that is currently having another Kickstarter right now for like another 2 hours. It's been going awesome. I've got lots of incredible people that really like the game, that want to help support it and watch it continue to grow. I'm a sculptor, a writer, I guess, a graphic designer. I now am also a printer, publisher. I do pretty much everything but the editing. So I also give advice to up and coming RPG developers, usually in the Borg space, but sometimes in others as well.
So is Borg now your favorite system because you work in and around it so much?
Yes, I mean, so Vast Grimm was the very first full hack of Mörk Borg. So
right, okay.
Before that, there had been adventures, but nobody had actually put all the rules in a book. So like when my friend Ross and I were coming up with it, I sent an email over to Johan and Pele, and I was like, it says in your license that we can use all the rules. Can I really use all the rules? And they were like, yeah, I guess. And so then when I did that, then Luke was like, well, if Brian can do a sci-fi one, I can do a pirate one. And then from there, the self-contained full hacks have really come into their own. There's so many amazing books by so many talented creators right now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to this one because one of my friends, Andrew Beaton, let's name drop him to find out if he's watching live. He might not be. But he was, because I'm quite a fan of the first Alien book, and then I kind of went off it and wandered back into Mothership, and I found Mothership a little bit more. This new version of Alien is really good. I've had mine. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And all along he's like, you should play Vast Grimm. And I'm like, I can't find it for love nor money in this country. I don't know what you're on about. It's really hard to find. And then your Kickstarter dropped. And I was like, ooh, this is good. And you've got your different type of viruses, aren't they? I think you call them.
There's 6 worms that you can get infected by.
Yeah.
And each one affects you differently if you do get infected. If you become infected every day, you make a toughness test. If you fail, you have a parasitic pain, and then you roll on another table to see how that worm affects you. If you succeed, you have a parasitic pleasure. The worm is happy to be in your body. It's working with you. There is always the chance that when you get infected, the worm will overcome you and turn you into what's known as the Grimm, an alien hive mind zombie-like species, and thus the Vast Grimm. So most of humanity has been destroyed and infected by these Grimm, and they're trying to basically consume all of humanity and destroy the universe.
Which sounds incredibly fun and dangerous. But one of the other things I did notice is that there are some benefits occasionally if you manage to roll just lucky enough, isn't there? On it.
Yes, there are. 'Cause if you get those parasitic pleasures that day, it can give you benefits depending on if it's the one that coils itself around your spine or the one that goes into your brain or the one in your gut. There's different advantages that you can have while playing. And this is definitely like my B-movie splatterpunk version of a sci-fi horror game. It's definitely leans a little more in the comical side and a little more into the overly gross and grotesque as well.
Yeah, no, it's cool because I think that's what we all kind of like with the board games. Because going into a board game, you kind of know you're not in it for a massive long campaign. We're starting to get more campaign feels to it now, which is really good. But I think initially we all had that. Well, there is the doom clock in whichever version, and then I got quite heavily into Pirate Borg.
Yes,
which is a great.
I may be wearing one of their hoodies.
Yeah, you are. I'm not. Hint, hint. Why aren't I? And that I think that was the first one for me that made me realize that there's more to these than just that one trick, one shot pony.
Absolutely.
That you get with it, and we're starting to now see that development coming through.
That's one of the things I'm having to like. That's with this campaign that's currently live. There's the third part of an ongoing 6-part adventure series.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure people know that it can be played campaign style. And I've also introduced new rules for leveling up and things to really extend the gameplay of it, and so that people don't just assume it's one-shots.
Right. So I'm just turning the adverts off. For some reason, YouTube has clicked the adverts back in. That should now be off. Someone's telling me there's adverts on, and I don't like adverts on my lives because wrongly I thought that they'd pause it and then put it, but it doesn't. It just cuts an advert in the middle of the
and then you just have to go back and try and figure out what you missed.
Yeah. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it when it's gone out normally, then it's absolutely fine. But yeah, there's nothing more annoying than an advert popping in into a middle of a conversation. So yeah, sorry. Okay, right. Before we really dig into Vast Grimm. Because I did my video on it and I went, no, you can't get it for love nor money. The shop that I do most of my buying from in this country has got a load of Vast Grimm that it's now selling, and I was like, don't I look the twat? So, but before we get in that, Brian, I'd just like to really learn your backstory. So, like, what was your first experience of role playing? How did you get into the hobby?
Sure. So I'm old. I'm 49 years old, and so
that's still young.
Well, thank you. When I was in 4th grade, my friends knew that my family had inherited a matchbook collection from my grandparents, and my friends, they were twins. They were like, "Bring over some matches so we can burn things." And so I brought some matches over, and we were just in their backyard. They had like a concrete patio out back, and we were just lighting matches, setting small little things on fire, no big like arson or anything like that. But their older sister, who was, a good bit older than us, saw what we were doing, came outside and like smacked each of us on the back of the head, and then came back with the red box for D&D and said, "Hey, give me those matches, stop burning stuff down, and play this instead." And wow, I was hooked right away. Like, as soon as we started cracking into the books and even not fully comprehending the rules, I convinced my dad to go to the local toy store and get one for myself. And I think shortly after that, I quickly became a dungeon master. I've always been like the forever DM, playing a lot of Palladium books in the 90s, playing a lot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of Rifts, playing a lot of second edition, AD&D second edition, moving on to 3.0, then 3.5, then going into things like I played a lot of Fate in college, and that's like where I kind of departed and really went far more narrative, and that's what I was mainly playing before I realized that I wanted to actually do stuff in this industry.
Because you're full time now, are you?
Yes.
No, this is totally. Yes. So you're actually living the dream.
Yes.
We're all having mundane, normal jobs, and you're like, no, this is the best thing.
This is it. Making games, inspiring other people's imagination, and hopefully getting other people excited about creating things and playing make believe. I can't imagine a better career path. It's not always the most lucrative path, but the money does not always equal success, especially to somebody like me.
No. I like this one. Can you see? Did I show you how to see the comments on this?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm seeing them, and I also have the comment window open. So if my eyes dart to the side
perfect.
and I'm looking a little bit,
I think actually there you go. I knew there was some update that they put on stream.
Oh, nice.
Look at me learning.
Now, now their comments are feeding right up into me to inflate my ego even more.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to go into your brain and then wrap around your spine. But I just like the idea that, see, I was similar to you with the fire story as a kid.
Excellent.
But I grew up in a small village, and I was the youngest out of the whole village.
Mm-hmm.
So I was the one that was always like trying to hang out with the adults, so to speak. And our fire story was similar to yours. We were told not to do stuff, so we ended up getting tins of paint and throwing them onto the fire instead. And when tins of paint heat up,
yes,
they explode and the lids fly off.
Especially were they oil-based paints?
It was like it'd have been for houses and things like that, because the guy was a decorator. His dad was a decorator, so it was all like his old tin of paints, and we were just getting covered in paint because it's like this hot paint was flying everywhere. And then our dads all beat us up because it was in the days. Cause I'm slightly older than you. It was in the days where our dads were allowed to actually beat us for doing things, and nobody cared. So yeah, I was 16 when I got into this, and every time I interview anyone and they talk about, and I think how much better my childhood could have been, especially with my dyslexia, because I avoided reading constantly, and this hobby is the one thing that's allowed me to read effectively.
That's fantastic,
and to keep going. And you just kind of go, this is probably one of the reasons for starting the channel, because it's like, if you can get to people younger and parents to notice things in their kids, then hopefully it can help people through.
That's wonderful.
But you were at a con this weekend then, I think?
Yes.
You said, yeah?
Yeah, this past weekend was LugCon, just north of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was the first year of the show. I was one of the sponsors and had a 10 by 20 booth right at the front of the show. I had people there helping me, running Vast Grimm games, running Skirmish games, which is the miniature skirmish game set in the same universe as Vast Grimm. I had a guy running Plunderlust, which is a card game set in the same universe, all of which kind of overlap. So like you can use cards from the card game in the RPG, in the skirmish game, because they all have the same mechanics and same hit points, armor, all that stuff. So it was really cool. This was one of the first shows where we actually got to see people playing some of the games and realize, hey, these can all interact together. And now we're planning for that show next year, and for this upcoming Gen Con, an epic game where you start out playing a co-op game of Plunderlust. The objective is to kill one of the boss monsters. You then take that card and then take it into a skirmish game, and that adventure part is delivering the body of that thing. Then there's a new adventure that then takes you into Vast Grimm and shows you how you can play all three using similar things and some of the same characters and stuff.
Oh, brilliant. It's the one thing we kind of miss over here. We don't have that convention.
Yes.
Because you just seem to, every week, there's someone is popping up some convention after some of them have got some really crazy names. Other of them have got some really good names. But the fact that there's conventions, and, you know, we'll have a local convention and there'll be like 6 people there. That'll be it. No games master.
I definitely would not be able to make a living if there weren't a lot of conventions, and especially a lot of tabletop focused conventions where there were people that wanted to play, try the games, and then support what we do.
Yeah. So I guess you do like thousands upon thousands of miles a year. You just mostly live in a van and just drive around and don't see your kids.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I think this year I've done 12 or 13 shows.
Right.
And so some months like September and October, it was like 2 shows in the month, and November there will be 2 shows. I have 2 more shows this year before it's done. But those, there's like, it's not just a weekend, because some of them are multiple days long. Some of them take days to get there, a day to load in, day to drive home. So there's a lot of time where I'm away, but my family is super understanding. And they've actually, like, the show that was down in Florida that's near like Disney and Universal, they went to that show.
I bet they did.
Yeah. I got to do a vacation while we were there. my kids went to the local show that we were just at for the Thursday, spent the night at the hotel, and then we're there Friday, and then my wife came and picked them up. So like they're into all the gaming stuff as well. So they come to some of the shows, not as many of them, but they understand that, like, you know, if we want to pay for the mortgage, that I got to be on the road selling books.
Yeah, I've managed to find a room for Gary Con now, and I've looked at flights, and I just can't take that because it's a long way to go for just me by myself. And
well, you'll have friends there if you go.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people keep telling me to go, but it's just having that being a grown up and just having the confidence to go all the way to London to do all the flights and all that, and then fly for, I think it's 8. It's got to be 10 hours to Dallas.
Sure, and then from there on to Wisconsin. That's
yeah. I can fly straight into Chicago. Actually, sorry, I can go straight there from London, but I think that's probably 10-11 hours, and I'm not a good flyer.
Sure.
I'm like Mr. T. I need that milk. I need to, which is no good because I've got no one to go with. So yeah, I don't know. It's that in North Texas are the two that people keep telling me that I should go to. I think maybe it's because of size. You know, I'd love to do Gen Con, and I can stay at Gen Con for free because one of my mates lives in Indianapolis. But
that one's a massive one.
I think that's just going to be too big. There's a lot of people.
It depends on what you want to go for. Like if you want to go and you want to see the spectacle of everything and just be like, holy crap, this is everything. Or if you want to go and you want to be like, I want to play this game and this game and this game, and I want to run this game, and I want to like have more time, more intimate time, like being able to like have good conversations with folks, then go to one of the smaller shows. Like Gen Con, like everybody's going just from sun up to well past sundown, and like there's not a lot of time for everything.
The worst thing though, because I was thinking about it, is what happens if I get carried away and buy things? Because I'm not going to be able to get it home. I'm going to be like, Brian,
yes, I will be more than happy to. I will have a big van. You can send it with me, and then I can put it in a box and ship it to you.
Yeah. I think I'll just have this pallet turn up, and my wife will be like, "What have you done?"
Like if you go to GaryCon, I'm planning on going there, and then like the next weekend, all the way across the country in the Northeast is PAX East in Boston. So it's like I'm driving to that, and then I'm going to just drive straight from that across to Boston, not even going to come back home in between because it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because isn't PAX more board games? Did it used to be, and now it's RPGs have sort of caught on?
So there's multiple PAX.
Right. Okay.
So PAX East is video games and board games and RPGs. PAX Unplugged that's coming up in November is just all tabletop. Right.
Okay. That I see. You hear the PAX, and then you just think, okay, it must be just one convention. But now,
there's also PAX West, and then there's PAX Australia. So yeah, there's a lot of them.
One day we'll have a PAX Evesham, which is my little town with like 20,000 people in.
That'd be awesome.
Well, the good thing about where I live, it's people always go, what's it like living where you? So Tolkien based Hobbiton around where I grew up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So because he didn't live too far away. So if you want to think where I live, it's that, like with the little hills, and we have little people running around. We don't. Obviously we're not allowed hobbits. It's illegal to keep a hobbit anymore. But I am right next to Birmingham. Which means we're right next to the expo, which is, I don't know if have you ever done the UK?
I've not. That's on my list of shows I'd like to do.
Yeah, I think because we got 85,000 people this year. It was like 50. It was something like 50 individual people, and then 80,000 like on each days throughout with multiple people going in, which was absolutely huge. No, it's not a question, is it?
No, just plain happy at work to watch.
I see. This is what I was saying before we started the cameras. Is it's my fault because of me being English. I make Americans come on in the middle of the day as opposed to me getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to come on where people and I have interviewed people that have generally said there was one. It was Will MB. I'm going to say him, and he basically said you've got to take my name off the thumbnail. because if my work find out,
oh no,
yeah, he's like, I'm happy to do the interview in the middle of the day and pretend I'm working, and he's going to get sacked now, and it'll all be my fault.
Oh no.
And but yeah, he said just you've got to take my name off the thumbnail, so it's.
Yeah. So I just stopped printing some. I let the printer keep going, printing some zines, and then I came up into my home office, and then I'll go back and make sure that there weren't any paper jams after the interview, and make sure everything's still running smoothly.
Oh no! Could you imagine that? Like the moment you walk out, one piece of paper's got jammed, and then it's just going to be
papers flying everywhere.
Yeah. It's actually, I think, is it on your Facebook page? Is it on the Kickstarter page? If there's photos of you next to your printers.
I think on both. So yeah,
is that in your house?
It's outside. I've got a 10-foot, but I don't know how to do that in conversion to
3 meters, 10 foot. So yeah,
10 foot by 30-foot shed that I converted into a shop that I ran electricity to and ran a mini split AC unit to and insulated it. And so, yeah, I have a workstation out there and a paper cutter, like a electric paper cutter where you have to push the 2 buttons for the blade to come down and chop the paper up.
Yeah. I've just found it. I'm going to go and share it now because I was like, when something just jumps into my head then, and I'm thinking, I'm sure that was, how do I add this now back to the stage? That's the one. Here we go.
Yeah.
So that's in your shed. I assumed it was some sort of place. That's quite nice though, isn't it? Then because you can just roll out the house into work,
right?
Do all your work and then come back home.
It's fantastic. Like, so it's recent. Like I built out the shed the 2.5 weeks before Gen Con, and then I got the printer installed. So I got the printer installed at the end of August, and I've printed a couple of zines, and now I'm printing the stuff for Squirmish. And like yesterday, I got an order from my main consolidator for 100 each of 2 different of my zines. So between yesterday afternoon and this morning, I printed those out. And they're like ready to go ship to them. It's so weird being able to do every little single step of the process.
Yeah.
And like not have to go anywhere else. It's very gratifying.
A lot of control, a lot of time saved as well, isn't there? Because I guess there's a lot, when you're sending out for a zine somewhere, they've got to print it, but they'll have an order and you can go, do you know what? This one's more important. This can jump the queue.
Yeah.
Do you publish and print for other designers and creators as well, or?
So I'm yes for both. So I'm moving. So I'm just starting to print for a couple other folks. I'm testing it out with some friends and just going to make sure I get everything done right. It's only going to be zines. It's only going to be staple bound stuff. I'm not getting as Insight Games asked, do I do the binding? I'm not getting into glue bound books like Perfect Bound. I'm not getting into saddle stitched or like the Smithsonian binding. I'm only doing what this printer is capable of, because I don't want this to turn into my full-time job.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to make creative, weird stuff. But if I can also have that running in the background and just do quality control and set it up to begin with, that doesn't take too much out of my day. As far as the publishing goes, moving into 2026, I don't know if you saw the Raptor Ruckus Kickstarter. That was the my company, Creature Curation, is going to be publishing that. I'm going to be publishing Chainsaw, which is the slasher Borg hack that Matthew Misalinsky did last year on Kickstarter.
Okay,
I'm going to be publishing a couple of third-party Pirate Borg books, and it's kind of exploding. Zach Owens, who we had talked about before getting on the show, he was the creative lead on Raptor, and because he's full-time at Limithron, he didn't have time to sell Raptor to stores, to distributors, to represent it at conventions and all that stuff. So he and I discussed it, and that was the one that really made me leap into publishing other people's stuff. Oh, also, there's going to be a book called Neon Bastards, which is Brian Shutter's Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland, but a Borg hack of it. So everything I publish will most likely be in the Borg space, because I already sell other people's stuff on consignment at my booth, like people that are in Germany and Poland and other parts of the US that can't make it to the shows. So it just makes sense to be able to be like, well, if you can play this game, you can play this game, and here's how they're different.
Oh, fantastic. Because does that mean, what did you say your son was, 15?
Yes.
So what you want to do, wait 3 years, then do college, and then he can go into full-time doing all the production stuff.
We've already
for the books.
Yeah.
I've just handed over a chunk of my businesses to my son.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's now making lots of money. I now take the money that he makes, a chunk of the money he makes, because I'm not giving it in for free.
Right. You've got to get your finder's fee, right?
Yeah. So it allows me to spend more time on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we've talked about that. Once I get this down to like science, where like I know exactly how everything works, and I can be like, this is how you do it. This is how you set up the files and send them out, and then I can just check them here or there. Yeah, that'll be part-time job even in high school.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Pocket money for him, then just pocket money just becomes big pockets, doesn't it? So,
exactly.
Yeah. My son's just worked that. He does about 3 or 4 days a week, and he's making about 3 times everyone else's age. And his mates cannot believe that but I've worked for it for 30 years now, and I just don't want to do it anymore. And it makes sense to give it to your son. My other son, that's just turned 16, he wants to join as well. And then I've got the older son going, no, I don't want to share the money. So I think there's going to be some sort of duel on the drive, and whichever son survives gets to keep the business. Probably, I don't know. But it's kids, in it. And then my daughter, the oldest one that's just finishing uni this year, she wants to get into tattooing. My wife's going, because she does a load of art, and they're going, let's open a tattoo shop. Like, okay, it's another business. I can do that. I can just have some money and then just take some money out of that, because why be stuck with one income stream?
Right? Why not have it all?
Yeah. I could be the boss of my wife. Could you imagine trying to be the boss of your wife? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Not today.
But yeah, it is. I've been trying to get my daughter to do, because she's doing loads of art and stuff, and I put a load of her art on my Discord. And loads of people are like, that's amazing. I'd love to put that into books. And I'm like, right, let me start sharing. She went, I don't want to. I'm like, you're doing a degree in art.
Right, yeah.
You're incredibly talented at what you do. And it's because she's all into like zombies and undead, and it's that sort of gothic look. It would be great for Borg games and things like that. And so but as a parent, you can only do so much, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at a certain point, they have to have their own initiative and drive that they want to, or for whatever they want to pursue.
Yeah. So I think we should probably spend a bit of time on Vast Grimm, because we are closing towards the end of your Kickstarter. I'm just going to get off the photo of you stood by your.
Oh, I didn't realize it was still there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's move it back to the front of the project. What am I doing now? Here we go. So here we have Vast Grimm. We've got 90 minutes to go, sat at 40,000 in proper money. But so 53,000 going in. Did you have I know, the 10,000 goals are normally like, they're arbitrary, aren't they? It's not real. Like that's definitely what you want to achieve, because you've normally got a level above where you want to go. But did you have an idea of where you wanted it to be? What you thought would be good?
I wanted it to be as big as it could possibly get. One, because not only do I want to get my existing players, but I also want to keep spreading the infection and getting more people hooked on the Vast Grimm. I thought at the beginning that it would probably hit around 50,000 US. So we're just over that right now. That was my estimate. The higher it goes, the less hard I have to work over the next few months. Like the less hustle I have to do over the next few months, because when I look at the production costs of everything that's involved and all that stuff, and how much I need to pay myself each month. That's just kind of, the bigger it goes, then I don't have to jump right into another Kickstarter as soon as this one fulfills, that sort of thing. But 50 is very solid. 565 backers is awesome, and I hope that we can just keep growing the community around it.
Yeah, this is weird, because I don't think I've ever been at the tail end of a Kickstarter before and actually watching the minutes clock down. It's very strange.
It is. And like, I keep adding stretch goals. So there's like another stretch goal. Let's see. And what did I say? It was USD. So we're on the next stretch goal is like $864 away.
Gonna make everyone sick just scrolling down here.
You can click the stretch goals button on the left, or you can scroll.
Oh yeah. I've only been covering Kickstarters for about 4 or 5 months. I've never even thought of that. So I
like that Janet says, I don't believe the hustle will lessen but the more
Yeah.
everyone backs, the more creative time we get from Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel sorry for, well, not sorry is the wrong thing to say, but I'm never going to put
Malakissa?
Malakissa. I always get told off by my wife for being a relatively pushy dad that wants my kids to do more, to do better, because she's a bit more relaxed than me. And I kind of think it's a parent's job to push, and she thinks it's not. So,
Yeah.
difficult one, that one. So getting back into this, all right, let's, because there's a lot included in this as well, isn't there? Which
there is. And like most of the stretch goals at the beginning was that I wanted to have, when I run games for people and when I run them at conventions, usually I don't run the adventures that I have everybody else running. I usually have people roll at the beginning of the adventure, and I use the generators that are in the back of the book. And because I know the universe and the characters and all that so well, that I prefer to just do it off the cuff. So I wanted to have other people do the adventure generators, because it's been 4 years now that I've been using the same adventure generator tables, and I'd like some other ideas. So most of the stretch goals, at least starting out, were there's 6 other creators who are doing adventure generator tables for me.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So we have got PDF copies, which is really handy for us over in this side of the lake, because it's not cheap to get stuff anymore.
No, it's not.
And it seems to be only getting worse. And I'm not really about tariffs, but it's the taxes now that we now pay, which aren't tariffs at all. It's just a VAT. Well,
right.
Technically it is a tariff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
what I've been doing for my shipping in my last Plunderlust, and what I've planned for this, for anyone that's not in the US, is that I've been shipping everything in bulk to a fulfillment company in the UK, and then they ship it locally, and then also to Europe and non-US countries, because it's cheaper than shipping it out of the US for most of it.
Yeah. And I guess that hopefully then misses out a big chunk of some of the taxes, because it's bought in here in one go, isn't it? Which is
and that tax is usually paid by me as it comes in, versus then going to you as the end customer.
Yeah, which is good for us, but obviously not good for you, because then that's more stuff coming out of your margins, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, happier customers leads to people wanting to continue buying my stuff and continuing to support me. I'm looking at this as the long game, not the one-off.
Yeah. No, the one thing I have found in my short time on YouTube is just how incredibly kind and nice everyone actually is when it comes to this. No, I'm not going to say that because I'm live.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the majority of people that you're interacting with, the people that I'm interacting with, are all people that want to sit around a table and play make-believe together. You're not going to interact with a bunch of jerks if you're going to want to play games with them. So most people are going to be nice for the most part.
That is true. But what I mean is, and this has come out from a variety of other people, is there are other types of games out in the market where a lot of the people that are producing on that tend to fight and clash against each other. They're like stepping on each other's toes to, try and get their book to the top of the list.
Sure.
But everyone that seems to be working, I do a bit of Borg stuff, and I tend to do more Shadow Dark.
Sure.
But I do find, especially these two, everyone in that is there designed to help each other to build them up. There's none of this, don't go and work with Brian. We don't want, Brian's doing really well. Let's not try and cross promote his books and stuff. Everyone is cross promoting everyone else's work, and working alongside each other is really, really good.
Yeah. Most of us are always willing to help the other person out. Like, I can't tell you the number of video call. Like, I usually have at least one video call a week with somebody that's up and coming, that may have production questions, may have Kickstarter questions, things like that. And, making yourself available to help other people is only going to increase the overall community.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to learn from the other folks.
Yeah, it is. I'm learning so much, like we're saying just off camera. I've submitted 2 adventures to a variety of people. One of them we just talked about, and so I don't know whether I can say, because they kind of said, yes, we like your idea, let's work together and let's get it written. So I'm going to leave it for people to see if they can work out who it was without me actually saying it.
Awesome.
Which is really exciting. And then the other one is a Shadow Dark adventure for one of my favorite books. He's working on an anthology, and I submitted an idea for that, and he went, yeah, that's great. And I said to you on camera, I said, don't know what to do now. I've done like 100-word pitch.
That's it. That's the adventure itself.
Yeah. Make up your own stat. It's like a make up your own adventure stat adventure.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because I don't know what to do now. I generally don't know. And one's due the end of December, and one's due in February. And I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I hate the longer deadlines. So the further away it is, the more I put it off.
Oh, I was like that at university. That's a bit close. If I had a 2-month assignment to do or whatever, I would start it about a day before. And I'd be like, well, it's got to be in tomorrow. There's my deadline. Let's just sit up till 4 a.m. And I can remember, I don't know if you had this. Did you used to have things like CFAX in America?
I don't know what that is.
It was so it would be on the TV, and it'd be like a text news pages that just crossed over.
I don't believe so.
No. I've just had this weird memory. It's not anything to do with anything else, but we had to do a presentation on the budget that had happened, because I've got my degree's in accounts. So I was training to become an accountant. Nice, boring briefcase job. Well, I'm a financial advisor is my real job. So yeah, I'm still with the briefcase. But we were just taking all the news from these CFAX pages, and they'd be on the screen for about, let's say there's 12 pages, and it'd be like a load of words, and then it would click onto the next page, and then it would just repeat a cycle. And then my mate and I, we were just like writing down all these notes, and he was like, and he couldn't understand anything I'd written for obvious reasons.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, we did a lot of assignments that way, which is so yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get these books written.
Luckily, I went to art school, and it was only a 2-year art school, so I didn't really have to do any of those big fancy papers or turn in any projects like that. I just had to make things pretty.
Yeah, that's the great thing talking to my daughter. I'm like, because she's like heading towards her finals, and we had to do like 10,000-word thesis and things like that, and she's got none of that. So it was just, I'd say, just drawing. I always like joke with my wife that anyone can draw, which they can. Yeah. They can. Most people can't draw well. Do you know what I mean? To a stage where someone would pay for it. But it's one of those things. I feel the same about singers and musicians and stuff. When you're good at something and you find that, and then you can make a living out of it, it's absolutely amazing, because it just becomes utterly enjoyable.
And I think I tell this to people all the time, that the people that succeed at things like that are the ones that don't give up.
Yes.
Like, you don't even have to be a better singer than the next person. You just have to keep doing it and keep showing up. Yeah. You'll get better as you go, and people will see your face, and they'll be like, oh, you were here last year. Oh, you're here again. There must be something going on for you, Yeah.
It's a weird one, because I remember talking, and one of my lifelong friends is an incredibly good singer, and it's always been that why he never made it, and we all know why. Because to be it's different nowadays because of YouTube. But when we were younger, you'd have to be a good singer. But can you also write music and be a good singer? Can you play an instrument, write music, and be a good singer? Are you willing to go out every weekend to different bars and clubs and just keep doing that? And the reason why the best people become the best people is because they do all of those things consistently.
Sure. Yep.
Well, there's the odd wonderful talent, isn't it, that just pops up and just goes. Can't think of anyone initially, because it's not the sort of music I listen to that gets in the charts, because I've turned into my own actual father. Because do you remember when you were a kid and someone would come on the radio and your dad would go, "What's this rubbish?" And you go, how do you not know all of the songs in the top 10, Dad? What is wrong with you? You're so old.
Yep.
I haven't
called it white teenage trash music.
Yeah. I haven't got a clue. Who's that big American lady that's all over the place? She's dating the American footballer. I don't even know her name.
I am terrible with modern pop culture music.
Yeah.
I still listen to like the 90s punk and 80s punk stuff and some hip hop stuff, but none of it's current day.
Yeah. I'm incredibly ignorant. I will not listen to anything I don't want to, because life's too short now to have if the radio it's my car. My wife doesn't drive, so my kids are in my car. They listen to my music.
Yeah.
When they were kids, it was Wheels on the Bus for a long time. Now they're older, I can put on music with swearing in and get away with it.
We started that probably a little too early.
Oh, the swearing music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one year we were going on holiday. It was just after my dad died, and we took my mom on holiday with us. And I can't think what I put on. And my mom does not swear. She's one of those proper English ladies. She's not like a lady, if you know what I mean. But she was her parents had a fair bit of money and stuff. Don't know where he came from, because he spent 20 odd years in the army, but he did really well for himself. So she was like, she's still around, but quite well spoken. My mom, softly spoken. She's now a little old lady. And this song, and I can't think of what it was, and it was like fucking this, fuck it. And me and my wife were looked at it, and we were
just singing along, or no?
No, well, we stopped singing. We started coughing, and my mom went, "You don't have to cough. I still heard it."
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's but now she swears quite a lot. So we think it might have been my dad that stopped her swearing. But right. Let's get back to Vast Grimm. We got sidetracked again, didn't we?
Sure. I mean, we're just having good chats, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm having a great time. But I'm also want to see if how far we can get through into this.
Heck yeah.
So I think one of the bits that kind of confused me, because do you remember I was saying I did the video? Because there's a version of Vast Grimm in this country that's got no artwork or something.
Yes, the Skeleton Crew version. Yes.
Right. So was that your very first version of it? No. Okay.
So there was the Vast Grimm core book. It was the very first RPG to crowdfund on GameFound.
Right.
It's the color version. It was originally published by Infinite Black. And so now I'm self-publishing everything moving forward. And so as between also self-publishing and also now printing things myself, moving it to the zine format, the starter set in this, the crew member manual, the network operator manual, and the threat registry kind of replace what's in the original core book.
Right. Yeah, that's what I think I worked that out. So yeah.
But there is in the campaign, there is a toolkit upgrade that's a PDF that's free to everyone. It's going to be on my website for free for everyone. And the printed version's $5. So there are some rule updates, things that have changed because it's been out for 4 years. There's things that they play better. It's a better gaming experience if if things are handled a little differently. But I don't want somebody that has the core book to feel like I've got to buy the crew member manual. I've got to buy the network operator manual. I don't ever want to make something that forces somebody to spend money. Like if there's going to be things that are integral to playing an adventure that you buy, if there's rule changes, I want those rules to be accessible and free to everybody.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. So why did the Skeleton Crew come around after you did the original book?
So one, I had multiple people asking about a book that would be easily accessible to anybody that's visually impaired.
Oh, so is it just like
just black and white plain text?
Right. So it's like with Mörk Borg, you can download off their website,
like their bare bones version. Yep.
Yeah. Right.
So,
okay.
That was the main impetus of that, because people had actually asked me about it, and I felt bad. It's like, yeah, my book is garbage for anybody that has visual impairment. I don't want to keep you from playing in my stupid, weird universe. I want you to play the game, and I want you to feel good about it.
Yeah, and that's good then. I'm glad I didn't buy the skeleton.
And the PDF of the Skeleton Crew is on creaturecuration.com for free.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Anybody can play my game for free. Just go play. Be weird.
Yeah. Do you know what though? People find this weird when I say it. I find Mörk Borg incredibly hard to read. Obviously, Pirate Borg's my favorite of the Borgs.
Sure.
And that is so distracting because of the way it's written and all the beautiful art that's in the background. But when I look at the bare bones version for Mörk Borg, I can't read it. It's too boring. It's just words and pages and pages of words.
Why do you think we got out of all the other books and got into Mörk Borg? Because all the other books were just giant walls of 2 columns text.
Yeah. And it's really difficult to read because
Yep.
I get tired reading.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
So we've got a lot included in this because I think I'm at the $39 pledge. I'm probably going to upgrade at some stage then if I can go through. And you're going to ship UK wise, but at the moment I'm balancing an awful lot of
Yeah.
Kickstarters because
I
this
get it.
month has been ridiculous for
I
Kickstarter.
know.
Uh,
There's so many good things out there. So
yeah, it's
not
people
ever.
like you are ruining my bank account.
Well, thank you. Got to take some of that work back from your kid.
Yeah, that is true. But it's we people. I remember people talking about like with the golden age of role playing, and it was about 5 or 6 years ago, all based around 5th edition, and it was like all this big thing, gaming's never going to get any better. Everyone loves 5th edition. And we just seem to compound year on year that
It's not slowing
this is the
down at
best
all.
year. No, it's not. It's
No.
not. And if people like me can write something, and there's a chance, and everyone can now.
Absolutely.
I talk about this a lot on my channel, that I always thought Drive Through RPG was like a not a real place to get a role playing book. That the things you get in there are just homebrew stuff, and
There's lots of great content there.
There is. I've covered so many books and zines that I've bought and people have sent me that I now don't play a lot of mainstream games. I'm not saying that Mörk Borg and Shadowrun aren't mainstream, because as books they sell an awful lot, but they don't feel mainstream, if that makes sense. Because if you talk to anyone about your hobby, they go, "Mom," even my mom will go, "How was D&D?"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
absolutely. Yeah,
I haven't played D&D in years, Mom.
But I mean, that's the name of, like, just like, at least in the US, like, tissue is Kleenex, and like Xerox are copying machines. It's like it's all who gets to market first and who has the biggest impact, and that's just what everybody calls it.
Yeah, well, my wife and I have this ongoing thing because she calls the vacuum a Hoover. And Hoover's a make a vacuum, so I ignore her when she says it, because until she uses the correct word, I refuse to answer. Because I'm really annoying like that.
Is that really a battle worth fighting?
It's the only one I do, because it's the only thing she doesn't hit me for doing. But my mom still goes, "How'd you go last night? Did you win?" And I'm like, "You don't win in it, Mom. I've been telling you for years."
I always ask people if they won, just in general, and just
just
goofy.
Are you winning at life? Are you winning at life? She was like, "What are you doing tonight?" Because I speak to, since my dad died, I speak to her every night. And I just was like, "Are you online tonight?" "Yeah." "Speaking to another American?" I was like, "Yeah." She went, "Say hello to him for me." And I'm like,
Awesome.
"Yeah, hello for my mom." But
tell her I send my regards, and I hope that she had a good night tonight.
She's gone out to play. What she's doing? Oh, it's Skittles. It's Thursday night. Skittles League.
Here, that's candy that tastes like a rainbow.
Yeah, it's basically 10-pin bowling.
Oh, okay.
With 9 pins, so think of village, and it's played on grass on village greens. It's not that she's playing it indoors. Nice. And the weird thing, because with 10-pin bowling, the ball is bigger than the pins. It's very hard to miss. Small little ball, and the ball is big enough to go through the channels.
Yep.
So you can get absolute zeros just blowing it through, and there's a bunch of like 80-year-old women in a league that get quite bitter.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
So that's what goes on in England in the winter months. So we've got back to Vast Grimm. Oh, let's see where we are now. Did we manage to jump over another stretch goal?
No, not yet. It's getting there.
I suppose you're ticking it on properly, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think we'll hit it in the last hour, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah. Are you going to allow? Because the other thing that we get with a lot of Kickstarters now is when Kickstarters first came out. Once a project ended, that was it. You've missed it. Yep. You've missed it. You've missed it. Now, pretty much everyone allows.
Late pledges.
Late pledges.
I'm not going to say no. I don't want somebody's money if they just came across a project. So yes, I will. The late pledges are turned on to automatically start when the Kickstarter ends, and then at some point, not too far in the future, I will turn that off. And I will open up the pledge manager on BackerKit, where I'm going to also have some add-ons of some previous work that I've done, some of the other books, and maybe a couple new things depending on how spicy I'm feeling.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Because occasionally you do get that, don't you? You get some projects and they go, "Oh, we're going to include this for free because we're feeling nice."
Yes.
So, Right, so we got to get over to this extra.
Down a little further. So we hit the 52, and then the next one's 54. And so I've already included 2 Plunderlust cards, because since the cards can be used in the RPG, one will be an item and one will be a monster. I don't know what the 2 new ones will be, but they'll go free to anybody that gets anything in print.
Yeah. Do you find stretch goals enjoyable, or after a while when it does a little bit better, do you find them quite hard to come up with?
So it depends, because like a lot of times when coming up with the overall plan for the Kickstarter, like you'll have a certain amount of stretch goals planned out, and I don't show them all at once, because if all of a sudden this Kickstarter did double what it did, and I showed all the stretch goals all at once, it would blow it out, and then I'd have nothing left, right?
Yeah.
So I tend to release them and pace them based on how I think the campaign's going over the duration that the campaign's going to hit. The Plunderlust cards that were at both the 52 and the 54,000 stretch goals were new, something that I decided on this morning based on how well Plunderlust was received at the con this past weekend and the interaction of that with the RPG. So that was new. I didn't have that mapped out. I'd only had through the 50,000 stretch goal kind of planned out.
Cool. So what is this Plunderlust? Because we've mentioned this a few times.
So Duncan Hall had created a card game called 7-7. It's a card game for Mörk Borg. And he had written for one of my game jams, so I was following him on itch anyway. And when I saw that he released a new thing, I went to his itch page and I bought it and downloaded it, printed it out, and I played it with my son. And it's a card game that can be played solo with one deck, or versus or co-op with multiple decks. And I saw that he had an open license for it. And so I was like, I should do a Vast Grimm version of this. And then instead of doing that, because I'm not a card game mechanic guy, I was like, hey, Duncan, would you want to do a Vast Grimm one and split the money? And so he was already a fan of the stuff. He already knew, like when we started talking about it, I was like, I want to have 7 decks. I want them to all be based off of the different space pirate factions that are in the Space Raiders Vast Grimm book. So he took the lore I already had and developed it further. And so there's still some non-US orders that are still fulfilling right now, but all the US ones are fulfilled, and the place in the UK is shipping out the last of them. So it's a card game, like I'd mentioned, where you're building out a crew of space pirates, exploring locations, fighting monsters, trying to unlock a boss monster and defeat it before your life meter runs out. And it is Mörk Borg compatible. So your cards have hit points, armor, weapons. When you go to attack a monster, you roll a d20, just like in the RPG. If you get a 12 or higher, you hit. And you have armor just like in the RPG. So you have armor that soaks. So it's very layered. So it's very easy that if you have a monster card, a GM could use that and be like, hey, you run into this in the hall, cover up the stats, and then you have the stats there and have everything you need for an encounter.
So I have found it while we were talking. So hopefully this should now appear on stage. Yes. This is it, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I can pre-order it.
And now it should just take you to my website.
Can everyone? Is everyone still seeing this?
I'm still seeing the Plunderlust Kickstarter page up.
Okay, it's moved me now to the late pledge. It's moved me to Plunderlust the backer kit page.
I need to update that link. I thought I had.
Okay. Well, if you update that link, then I can order one.
Yes.
Do I need to order 7? Or do you get all 7 in?
So you can buy one. You can buy the whole long box of 7, which looks like. There we go. Here's the pretty long box of 7.
Yeah.
So it has all 7 decks. It also has a deck of dice. And then it comes with punch boards, markers for keeping track of health and energy and all that stuff. And it comes with the printed rule book.
You say you can buy it. You can't just buy one.
You can go to creaturecuration.com and buy it.
Yeah. You can't just buy one. Buying one. Right. Only a fool buys one.
We do also have. There's also a 2-player starter set that has 2 of the decks. But this past con we had somebody demo it. They played it. They bought the 7 long pack. Then they bought. There's also play mats for each of the factions. He bought 4 of the play mats, and then his friend came back like 15 minutes later and bought the other 3. So they had the complete set.
Yeah. So that's your mortgage sorted for that month,
right?
Yeah. I like card games, and one of my best mates will actually play like
Awesome.
living card games with me. So
this was very new to me because I've always mainly been an RPG person.
So right, we've hopefully got the website up now.
Yep, that's up.
Right, let me just put this into the comments. And if you're from England, do not buy the last box because I'm going to be upset.
No, it was just released, so we've got plenty.
So if I order it from here,
yep,
it will still ship from within the UK, so I won't get.
No, that'll ship from me now that the Kickstarter's done.
Oh, okay. So
if you message me, if we talk about this afterwards,
yeah,
I can check with the warehouse that's there to see what leftovers they have.
Okay, cool.
And then I can work it out that way.
Yeah. Let's do that way first before.
Yes,
I do like it. Did you say? And you said it was soloable as well, didn't you?
Yes,
soloable co-op and.
Yep, and versus as well. So.
See, the only problem with me though is when I do things like this, and then I'm a little bit of an obsessive person.
Sure.
People might be able to tell because I quite often do daily releases on my channel because just if I think of something to say, then I'll just put the camera on. And if I end up just playing this game, I might not do a video for a month. They go, "Where's John?" Just playing the game. But my wife's always moaning because I will always have like my next hobby because I was massively into board games and. Until lockdown. Well, I've always role played, but lockdown came in, and as a family, we didn't play a single board game.
Oh no!
And no one was interested. So, as soon as lockdown finished, I sold my whole collection, everything.
Wow. No kidding.
And then I just turned all that money and I bought a whiskey collection. And my wife's like,
"I need to come to your house."
Yeah. And I just buy bottles of whiskey now. They just sit in my cupboard. I don't drink them.
No.
Because why would I? Some of them are quite expensive.
Sure.
But I have kind of decided when I'm dying, and I know I'm dying if I'm lucky enough to find out if that's the right way of expressing it. I'm either going to drink through it all, or my kids have already told me they're going to come round and steal it all, so I can't drink it.
That's And then they'll have a great party with it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I don't know whether you get the same with your my mom's. Like she was like, "See this? I want you to have this when I'm gone," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not the same with my stuff. Like when I'm gone, I've said to my wife, like all of this behind me,
right?
If you burn it, you burn it.
Sure.
If I was you, I'd stick it on eBay, get some money back for it.
Absolutely,
it's all worth something. Yeah. But ultimately, I couldn't care. I'm gone. Yeah. It's not going to fit in my coffin.
No.
So, and it's just stuff. It's stuff that you kind of like in life.
Right.
But that's why I'm stuck down to, 2 shelves now. Once it overfills, I'm now selling.
Okay.
Because I've gone beyond that.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to play them all anymore.
No,
right?
No, I haven't got enough. Like, if I stopped work tomorrow, I haven't got enough time to play what's behind me, let alone probably read it.
Yeah. I end up a lot of times because I back a lot of Kickstarters because, supporting the industry and supporting friends and things like that. I host a weekly RPG meetup at a brewery that's like walking distance from my house. So usually every session, we always have a random giveaway. Like whoever's there, we roll a die, and then this is you get this book. So a lot of my collection starts to dip down as I give away things from my collection after I've read them, or especially, almost all the times that I'm running games, I tend to run my own as playtesting, or it's just easier for me when I've had a busy week to run what I know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I've got stuff now that I want to try and give away, but I kind of need to get to America to give it away because I did a sort of giveaway and someone from a country miles away won it.
And you paid a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, and I don't really make a lot of money on YouTube. I make some, and everything I make, I put back into buying books or back in stuff on Kickstarter and things like that. So yeah, it's really difficult living on our little island to try and reward the community with a giveaway when it's so expensive. So
I've got a plan for you.
Oh, go on.
So you get a giant bag, fill it with the stuff that you're going to give away.
Yeah.
You fly to GaryCon. You ship it all from there. Then you have a big bag to put new stuff in to take back home with you.
Good plan. That is a good plan. And I can't pronounce her name. I know it's Malakissa. She's totally right. I have spent thousands of pounds over the years on collectible card games, Magic the Gathering, Star Wars Unlimited, things like that. And I do like the fact it's, you know, it's just your cards.
Yep.
And so yeah, when it's not that, and you know you're buying, is it called living card games? Are they called?
Technically no, because one of the companies has trademarked that. So it's an
that's Fantasy Flight game. Call it living card games, isn't it?
So I can't call it living, but it's an expandable card game is the term that I was told to use.
Yeah, because TCG and CCG are the Magic the Gathering and Pokemon expressions, aren't they?
Yep.
It's that happened to me the other day. First time ever. I was, it's all right, absolutely fine. I was recording for YouTube, and my phone rang, and I was like, "That's the first time it's ever happened." But it was actually like on loud.
Well, it's messed up because my phone is muted, but I can't figure out how to say no, computer. I don't want my phone coming through my computer. So because they're both Apple devices, it just starts ringing on my computer.
Oh, I'm so glad I broke my Apple Watch. It so annoyed me. I crushed it in the gym because you know they say like where you did, and I was just putting dumbbells back and I just crushed it against the on the rack. But it used to drive me mad because clients and friends would like message me on a day off and it's on your phone, and you're like, you can't get away from work,
right? Yep.
So I've got two computers in my house. This is my YouTube computer, and my computer upstairs is my work one. So that's where all my like main work emails are.
And then you can actually break away.
Yeah, so it means I've been recording all week, even though I've been off work, and I haven't actually had any emails or any hassle from work.
That's crazy. I can't imagine that.
Because normally what will happen, I'm guessing if you've only got one computer, is your work emails will pop through, and you'll go, oh, I'll just do this now. And I've gone, you know, it was last year. I've been self-employed for 28 years, something like that. And I've never taken a proper week off. And it was sort of COVID that made me switch and go, do you know what? I need to change the way that I work. You know, I used to work 7 days a week. I'd never take a week off. Well, I'd take a week off, but I take my laptop and my phone with me. And if a client rang, I mean, do client stuff on holiday. Yeah. And now I'm going, no, not doing it. Not doing it. Grumpy 50-year-old man. That's me. Refuse to do it.
So, prior to getting into this industry, I was a graphic designer. I had my own design business. So anytime we'd go on vacation or anything like that, I was getting up before anybody else, working on stuff. Taking little breaks in between, working on stuff. I totally get that routine.
And I think, you know, well, it's one thing, you're not going to get the time back,
right?
You know, my son rang me the other day on a Saturday. I was out walking the dogs, and he just rang me, and I was like, I've just been talking to a client. I go, I'll stop you there. It's my weekend. It's also your weekend. You know, go and take. And I remember being in my early 20s, being enthusiastic, working 7 days a week, and I'm like, you've got to get into the habit of just take some time off, because if you answer a call at the weekend, they always know you work the weekend.
You're setting expectations.
Yeah. So trying to get, but he's keen, which is it's great from handing a business over, but you know, trying to get him to slow down sometimes is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But so what have you got from here beyond this Kickstarter? I know you said you've got sort of irons ready to go on the next one.
I mean, so I've got to finish doing the art and writing and layout. It's each of the 7 zines that are in here are in some state of completion. But anybody that knows me knows that I like burn through stuff quickly. So I'm hoping it's slated right now for a February release. I'm planning to try and get ahead of that. So I also have a second Plunderlust that Duncan's been writing with 7 new decks. 6.
Oh, don't tell me that.
I know.
You said I wouldn't need anything else.
You don't. You certainly don't.
I do. I can't not have it all.
So we've really been enjoying it. So we're looking at that. I have quarterly Vast Grimm releases planned for all of 2026, new zines. With each quarterly release, John Baltisberger, who's writing fiction for it, is writing a new fiction zine for each one. So there, over the course of the 2026, we'll have the other 3 issue or scenarios or adventures that will finish out the Gate of Infinite Stars 6-issue adventure series. I've got a Battle Binders plan in the works, which is a project that are my Velcro A5 size binders that is in the works with a bunch of other publishers doing binders and doing their games for them. And then I've got a secret project that's going to be announced probably next week with a bunch of other Borg creators doing small things that all interconnect together.
Is it another one of those Zach anthologies where he gets ropes in a bunch of amazing, talented people?
No, it's a small collective that we have a private Discord that we've had for a little while, and we each are creating a piece, and all of them can work together or separate. It's not going to be a break your bank project.
Yeah.
It's going to be a much smaller scale, but just see how it works with a bunch of these independent creators creating things for their own game, but all overlap in the Borg space.
Ah, cool. And is that Kickstarter? So once it's announced, is it announced and launching, or is it just
it'll announce and then it'll launch in a few months afterwards?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because that's where you do that build up, isn't there? Where you get all the likes on it to
exactly get those followers, build up the excitement and anticipation, and then they're like, "Ooh, we're ready. Let's make that happen."
Does that then help drive the number of initial stretch goals and the gaps? Does it give you a sort of gauge of, because that's got to be the hardest thing to judge. No,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Seeing the initial follower count definitely gives you an idea as to how much you're going to end up making at the end of it, based on like the standard. Like you look at all your previous campaigns as the percentage of backers who have actually followed the campaign from the beginning and that actually converted and backed the project. That's a good gauge for it. And also, like, a lot of the bigger projects won't launch until they've got at least 1,000 followers.
Right. Yeah.
And that's usually a good gauge to if you're going to hit closer to the 100,000 mark. If you've got pledge levels that can get the average pledge up to like $150-ish.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I always thought that there's got to be maths behind it.
Yes.
And obviously then you've got the maths on whether you use back a kit, GameFound, Kickstarter now. There's because originally I think Kickstarter was the first one, wasn't it? And then
they were. Yeah.
Then
and they have the biggest market share, and they've got the biggest organic traffic on a daily basis.
Yeah. Because I sometimes you do pick up projects on Back a Kit or GameFound, but a lot of the time I'm looking at them going, I don't default and go and look on those on a daily basis, where I'll quite obsessively check Kickstarter for something, and then I go, oh, that looks good, I'll just back that, and then you sort of like follow it for a bit and see where it goes. And I always feel really bad when companies don't actually hit their funding goals, especially if it's only like 2,000 or 3,000. Like, come on, there's got to be some other people out there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but like the very first Kickstarter I ever launched, I didn't succeed. It didn't make it. So it was okay. It was a great learning experience. I learned what I needed to do better, and then each one you learned a little something different from it.
Yeah.
Is that spam in the chat?
Yeah, that's coming from my Twitch.
Okay.
Don't know why. Someone said set up a Twitch account, and I did, and I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing on this whole YouTube thing, to be honest. I haven't been on here long enough. I'm always amazed that I've got to my son's girlfriend. When she was like, well, what are you going to call your YouTube channel? I was like, Dungeons and Dyslexia. She's like, what? She's going to go through role-playing people, dyslexic role-playing people. Right. Do you think you're going to get any more than 200 or 300 subscribers? And I went, probably not. And I'm always amazed that what am I think 3,500 now, and I still,
that's awesome.
I think I kind of get what's going on with YouTube now, but I've had a bit of a play around with Instagram and TikTok and I say Twitch. So this is live on a Twitch thing, but I have a look and there's one person watching, which is probably this bot. so yeah, you occasionally get things, but there's so much to learn, and it's very hard to keep on top of technology. Absolutely. Because like you say, being older, it's your patience isn't there for learning anywhere near as often.
Especially when you've got a bunch of other things to do too.
Yeah. I actually just like reading books, then talking about it. And this, I didn't realize. It's like when I first started doing interviews with people. I initially, I remember my very first one, and I'd written down a load of questions, and I was absolutely terrified. And as I was going in, my wife went, like, you've been in sales for 30 years. You drive to a stranger's house, and then you come away with business. And she was like, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. It's just actually chatting to someone. That's it.
Yeah.
And the fact that eventually I'll get to America and then go and actually see people.
Yes.
That's going to be the weird thing, because, like you talk to people on the telephone and you imagine what they look like. I actually know what they all look like, but I don't know how tall you are. because there's going to be people that you're going to meet and you go, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, it definitely won't be me.
But you live in a country of gigantic people.
It's true. Yes.
It's you look at the NBA and things like that, and you go, how do humans get that big?
Yeah.
We don't have big humans like that. Well, we have Peter Crouch, who's some footballer, who's some freaky footballers, like 6'8", but he's like stick thin. But you have big people, and they're big people too. you know.
Yeah. No, my parents were 5'2" and 5'4", so they were not very tall folks.
Yeah, I took my kids to go and watch the WWE years ago, and they're not quite as big as they say they are. The Undertaker isn't 6'10" or whatever he is, but they're still gigantic.
They are. Yep.
But they look small because they're fighting someone that's also 6'10".
They're all the way down on the mat.
Yeah. And what did amaze me about it was I didn't realize just how charismatic the actual wrestlers are.
Yeah.
To carry that show, because when you watch it on the TV, you see it and it's heavily edited on what goes on.
But they have to keep it going the entire time to keep the audience engaged, right?
Yeah. And at one stage, someone actually slipped, and then they made the mess up part of the actual act. And it was my youngest son, who's just turned 16, he fell asleep because we watched the first one. He was like this. Watched the second one. He was like this. The third one, he was like, "Can we go now?" Right.
He had done it. Yep.
Yeah. He was like, "This is really boring now." And we got to half time, and he was like, "Is that it? We're going." And it was like, "No, there's a whole another load thing," and he was drifting off. So I bought him a massive, like 3-liter, it felt like, bottle of Coke. And you looked done this journeys in the car. He was wide awake, absolutely wired until we got about a mile from home.
Yep.
And then they just collapsed. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. There's day trips out with your kids. Well, evening trips out with your kids. But I've got to do. I've got to kind of swallow my whatever it's going to be, and actually just get on and book this one, because the room I've been offered is quite cheap. Actually, there's several of us in a house, and I think it's $175 for the 5 nights.
Okay.
So and the flights it's £500 for the flights, so that's about $700. So it's not too bad.
Sure. Yeah.
So
especially if you're not going to do it all the time.
Yeah. It's just the other thing that puts me off is leaving my dogs, because they're old, and I just worry that they're going to sit there. Because my wife always says, as soon as I go out the house, because I work from home, I don't leave the house since COVID. I don't go out very often now because I don't need to, because Teams and telephone.
Sure.
That they just sit at the door and they stare at the door. And I'll just
waiting for you to get home.
Yeah, I'll have it in my little head because they'll be gone for like a week. But it's I think it's like everything though, isn't it? It's just having the balls to go and do it, and then just get over there, because you have all the best conventions.
Yeah, and then you'll have a wonderful time, and then you'll want to be like, I've got to go back next year.
Yeah. That's the worry then, is going back all the time, and. So North Texas seems good. So
I've never been to that one yet. I need to get around to that.
Yeah, that seems to be, again, I think, because people keep saying Gary Con and North Texas because of, I think, the size. Because like you say, is you go to Gen Con and stuff, and it's probably too big as an experience. It's probably something worth experiencing, but absolutely. I'm not gonna have that. Be able to sit down and probably play games with people that I know and stuff.
Right.
Well, I'll find people that I know, but equally, you should come over and do the expo this next year.
Do you what time of year is it?
It's the last weekend in May.
I need to. I let my passport expire. I need to go get a new passport.
Was it the last? Yeah. Yes, it's May Day bank holiday weekend. Yes, it's the last weekend in May.
Okay.
Because I've been waiting to do an announcement about what I'm doing at the expo, and I still can't because I haven't had confirmation of it yet. It's really annoying. So I put my pitch in, and I'm just waiting for them to confirm it.
Cool. But I hope it goes through.
Well, I spoke to a few people, then I spoke to Zach about it as well, and he was like, "Yeah, I think that will work." I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
But
awesome.
The reason I'm not saying anything, because if it doesn't come and I don't get,
of course, you're
gonna
don't want to let people down.
Yeah. So it's just been several weeks now, and still waiting.
Yes.
So
That's the conventions are on their timeline most of the time.
Yeah, and I guess they probably prioritize bigger people and people that have been there before and stuff, because you get a discount for your first one. So
okay,
which is exciting. But then I've got to go and get banners and stuff. But anyway,
yep, yeah, having a good booth presence and making everything look good, and that would be the hardest part for me for doing something non-US based. I'm so used to packing everything up in my van and driving it everywhere, because then I can have that control and know that, oh, if I forgot something, I can run to the hardware store and find a way to fix it and make it work.
Yeah, and you've got to get it over here. It's probably not the cheapest to stick it into baggage, because if you're going to have the big banner things that the stands and stuff,
Yeah, I would probably end up having to have it manufactured over there and put into a warehouse there and have it shipped to the Games Expo.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen? My garage is going to be full of your stuff.
I'm good with that. Yes, that would be great.
Can I just leave it here for like 51 weeks of the year, and then just because I don't think we've got really enough conventions to make it worthwhile for people from America to come over. I know Zach did Gen Con, the Expo this year.
Yep.
I think Limerathon did it the year before as well.
I think Luke had come over the year before, but
yes.
I don't think maybe he had a small booth or like shared part of a booth.
Yeah, I think so, because we tend to get the big companies there, obviously,
right.
And the 1 year Free League turned up, and they really annoyed everyone because they sold all of their books at 25% off.
Really?
And and as a main publisher, they were undercutting all the shops,
and
they hadn't done it deliberately. They just went, it's a convention, we're going to do a discount,
right.
And obviously this year they didn't. So needless to say, they sold out of books very quickly, and a lot of the main companies didn't. So yeah, but that was a good year for me because I got
you got to add to your collection.
Yeah, Free League. They're the one. Them and Cubicle 7, which I've covered quite a lot of on my channels. I think they're my two favorite, the big companies, if that makes sense, because of quality of the stuff. But Free League stuff, that linen finish on the One Ring books.
Yep.
That's like the only downside is when you put them in your shelf, you're terrified of scratching back.
Yep.
Because you remember, like, old role playing books. We've been in the hobby a similar amount of time. The old. Like, one of my favorite things is like Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know if you ever played those.
Yeah.
Those front covers took an awful lot of battering, but now everything's got all that like nice, shiny look to it. That within 3 months, your books all look bashed and scratched.
They look like you play games.
Yeah, and we don't like that, do we?
No, definitely not.
You need 2 versions of every book now.
Yeah, I played a lot of Vampire when it first came out when I was in high school. Played in my first LARP as well because of that.
I've never LARPed ever.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
because White Wolf was located in Georgia, but I was in Maryland, like a 12-hour drive away. Yeah. Me and we had 3 cars that caravaned driving down for their annual masquerade ball, like their weekend-long LARP, and that was the first time I had ever done it, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, amazing! Because they've just started up again, haven't they? White Wolf Publishing. They relaunched last year or something.
Yeah, I read some of the news stuff when it first was announced, but I haven't been following it at all.
No, I haven't, because I'm confused, because Onyx Publishing own the rights to all the older stuff anyway, don't they? Pretty much. I think not. So I don't know where it's going to go. But have you watched that documentary on? I think it's on Amazon. Well, it's on Amazon in this country about Vampire the Masquerade.
No, I haven't.
Really, really interesting.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'd imagine it'll be on Amazon over there, but it might be different. But yeah, it was. I was amazed that someone had made something about non-Dungeons and Dragons. To be honest.
Totally.
But yeah, you forget that just how big Vampire was back in that day, because it kind of just split the community.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like Book of Nod was a similar mind-changing thing that Mörk Borg was for me at the time, because having an in-universe book that was also part of the game totally was like, what? How
Yeah.
how can this be? Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I love the way they just moved all these world events. Like the Battle of Carthage was all about vampires fighting each other, as opposed to Hannibal and variety of stuff. It's really, really clever and well thought out. I remember reading the book a nod on the train, thinking of it's like, but I'd put it inside another book in case anyone noticed, because I thought, what happens if people think I'm a Satanist or something like that?
That's fantastic.
Well, that was the world we lived in back then.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're all going to play rock music backwards, and that's and yeah,
go into the sewers and attack people.
Yes, yeah, like turtles.
Yeah.
Back to Palladium, all the way back to there.
Right, all the way back.
Did you back the latest Kickstarter for the turtles?
I did not. I should have, and I was. My money, when I have it, I spend it. When I don't have it, I don't spend it. And I was in the don't have it period when that was going on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most annoying thing about Kickstarters. Is because someone pointed out one to me today. There is I'm going to have to jump on my Discord because I can't remember it. But I actually recently sold my original version of the Turtles book. Because I remember playing it and I don't overly think I enjoyed it, but then I got rid of it, and then that Kickstarter came out. I was going, wouldn't mind that now. Like
right?
Because I've considered buying some 4th edition D&D because I didn't enjoy it at the time, but maybe it might be a better game because we don't play games the way that we used to,
right?
And same with 3rd edition Warhammer, which is a very brave statement.
I picked up Mutants Down Under, not this year, but the year before at Granite State Comic Con in New Hampshire, because Palladium was there and they had some of like the earlier print runs of it. So I picked up like one of the original supplements because that was one of my favorites for my collection as a kid that I just didn't have anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it, when you lose stuff and you kind of go,
yes,
I want it back.
I lost almost my entire gaming collection just because of how things went with the house that my dad had, and I didn't have access to it, and then it just all went away. So I've rebuilt parts of that collection. Some it's just like, I don't need that. I can just play new stuff.
Yeah. I've had to everything behind me. I've rebought because my ex-wife got rid of all my stuff.
Oh no.
So, it's one of those really annoyances I never got anything back. The whole of my childhood collection gone. So that's been the best bit for me is re-getting the Dark Ages books for vampires. That was my favorite for the settings. But there was and I didn't realize, I completely missed this on Kickstarter, but a reprint of the Lone Wolf setting, but with the Dragonbane rules.
Okay.
Which I think I must have at the time just gone, well, I don't think I remember it, because I think I would have backed it. But I've noticed it's in late pledge, and I'm going, do I? But do I need it? Am I going to play it? Am I going to read it? But Dragonbane's a really good system.
I've never actually gotten to play it yet. One day I'll get around to it, though.
Yeah, it feels wrong because rolling a D20 and going under does not. Take a D100 roll under feels perfectly fine.
Well, I've played Mouse Ritter and Into the Odd, and that's roll under as well.
Yeah. But the Lone Wolf series, I can remember, I think was it Cubicle 7 did the big run.
Okay.
Several years ago, and apparently I never bought it, but the system wasn't that great. But I nearly bought an all-in collection. Like when you watch on eBay, you go, do I need that?
But it's so much value for all the pieces.
Yes. Yeah. I keep looking at 2nd edition Warhammer Fantasy role-playing books, thinking I like 4th edition, and they've just announced a 5th edition, but I keep thinking 2nd edition was good. Do I need to buy it? I'm never going to play it,
right?
Because we're all playing 4th or 5th edition.
Sure.
And if I went, I'm going to do a camp. Well, if you're going to play it, run it, you will play it, if that makes sense. Because you're probably the same as us. If you've got friends in a group, and they go, do you know what? If people are going to run it, people turn up to play.
Right. Absolutely.
It's normal.
Yeah.
So
that's what we do. Like the RPG night that I do, we say D&D/RPG night, but the GMs that show up, they're like, this is what I'm running. This is what I'm running. This is what and people go to whatever table they want to play at. And nobody's going to be like, well, they don't have a game I want to play, I'm going to leave. Everybody ends up going to a table and having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you never get any campaigns out of that then, I guess? Is it more one shots or?
So I do it 2 Wednesdays a month depending on my convention schedule. The first Wednesday of the month is my ongoing Vast Grimm game. And some people come and go, but I figure out a way. Oh, they went into stasis, or they went in the cryo chamber, or we dropped them off on this planet, or whatever. So that's an ongoing campaign style game. And then somebody else is running a D&D game the other Wednesday of the week, because a lot of the people that play in that game jump into that, and then there's other games that get mixed up in there.
Yeah. Do your players get all excited when there's something that's happened to them, and you'll go, right, that's an adventure idea, and then when the zine comes out and they're like, that was me, I did that, didn't I?
I just got some photos today sent to me through Instagram when they realized that their name was in the credits of the playtesters.
Oh, cool.
So yes, that's there's some excitement there.
Yeah, that was a nice day for me. I play tested Chubby Funsters,
Nice.
the vampire game that you brought out, Shadow City. And we used my group. Well, it's not my group, like been my best mate since we're like 16. And we've still got the same group.
That's awesome.
And we got to play test it, and all our names were in the front, which is it's quite weird seeing your name in print, isn't it? Well, not for you, because you're used to it all the time.
Right. Now that I've been doing it for so long, yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this now then?
So the first convention I went to that wasn't in the Atlanta area was Gen Con of 2016, where I was in the art show and I had, excuse me, my like large monster taxidermy, because I sculpt and I'd make weird fantasy monsters. Okay. And then after that, that's when I realized there were so many other people that played role-playing games too. And I decided to start making other things. So late 2017, early 2018, I did a series called Cartography, which were dungeon crawls in a deck. They were a bunch of different decks that had different themed dungeons, and then downloadable PDF adventures. And then after that, then I did a campaign setting and bestiary for 5e based around the monsters that I make. And then the pandemic hit, and that's when Vast Grimm jumped in. So I formed Creature Curation in 2017 when I realized I needed to make an official company when I was selling RPG related stuff.
Right. Yeah. Was it one of those? Because I went self-employed when I was 22, so I just finished university. I was going in the army.
Yeah.
Broke my shoulder completely, and that didn't happen. So I sort of fell into finance by accident. Well, I had a degree in accounts, fell into finance, and then within a year of making other people rich, I went,
right.
Like this. Yeah. I'm driving around in a 3-year-old Ford. They're all in BMWs.
Yes. Yep. Something's wrong here.
So I just quit. But was it quite tense to do that? Because so you'd have been what, 40 roundabout?
So I had been self-employed. I became self-employed in 2007.
Okay.
Is that right? 2009, excuse me. Right before my son was born. I had been doing graphic design. I'd been working for the same company for 10 years, and I had already built up freelance clients that I was doing at night and things like that. And I had a vision for where I wanted to do things and how I wanted to do things. And I was like, all right, it's either now or never. And so I jumped off then so that I could manage my time differently, especially with having a newborn, and be able to do that. So I'd been self-employed for a long time before. And I still had the graphic design company while having a second company doing the
okay, so it wasn't. So you got to do the cool things I did then. So did you used to go on the school runs, and people the moms would look at you going,
right? Yes.
Why is he doing the school run? Hasn't he got a job?
And my kids have been homeschooled since the pandemic, and they took to it really well. My wife took to it really well, and they still seem to be thriving, and they don't want to go back. So as long as they want to keep doing it and they're doing well. So there's some homeschool meetups around. And very rarely is it another dad that shows up. And then when I show up, and it's definitely like, I usually bring a laptop or an iPad or something so that I can keep working while kids are playing stuff. So
yeah, pretend to work.
Right. Yeah. Always pretending, because time is money.
More solitaire. God, I haven't played that game for years. Do you know, like when you were at college and because we'll be a similar age at college and stuff, so computers had only just really come out then.
Yes. Yep.
And there was no spell checkers either.
No, there definitely was not. I made a lot of errors.
Yeah. As a dyslexic, I can just remember handing in reports because they found out I was dyslexic in my second year at university.
Oh,
so
wow.
which is different for your university. So I was 20.
Okay.
So that's 1 year before I finished school entirely. And it doesn't make it like nowadays. You can see why people go through and they don't pick it up necessarily because things like spell checkers, and the spell checkers are so much better. Because even when basic spell checkers came up, it would go, I don't know what word you're trying to say there, Aid. And I'm like, I don't know what the word is either. You're not very helpful. So stupid computers. But look at the world we're in now, where AI is just going to replace all of us.
No, it will never replace us all. Some of us, but not all.
It won't replace our generation.
Yeah,
because we're too stubborn to let a computer replace us. So, but yeah, I do wonder about my son and the kids taking over, even my industry. Like, I think that would be.
I think people just have to find ways to be more innovative and creative.
Yeah. I still, we see this with the art at this moment because I was sent a really good book the other day. And I was reading it sort of like, do you know, I'm going to review this instantly. Then I went back and had a look and I was like, is this AI art in here? And you went, yeah, it is. I went, look, I can't cover your book.
Yeah.
So I can't put it on the channel. However, here's a load of links. Please consider, replacing the art with the free art that's in here. Right. You can buy packs from this.
Yeah.
And I sent it back to her and I was like, I went to bed and I felt really bad because I tried to be constructive and I was just like, because they always like, I really like your channel, blah 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 blah. So it's always like a nice compliment. And I got this email from them in the morning. I was like, I've listened to what you said and you're right. I'm going to rewrite it and change all the artwork out. I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And I was like,
but if they said they're going to rewrite it, does that mean they also used AI to write?
No, sorry, that was phrased badly.
Yeah.
But yeah, rechange with take all the art out, and I thought that's really good because I remember talking to Chubby Funster about it a while back, and because he takes stock art and changes it himself, and we were talking. So
I do a lot of that as well.
Yeah. This is the other thing I was talking to this guy about. It's like the problem with an AI art book or any AI writing is you're really reducing the amount of people that are going to go and buy your product.
Yeah.
I know a few other YouTube channels. Some of my friends will cover AI art. We have endless debates about it, and he's like, I don't care, and I'm like, well, I do, and it's up to him. He can cut. He covers whatever he wants to. Sure. So if the guy had ultimately come back and gone, thanks, I'd have sent him off to him to go and get it covered because it was a really good book.
It's really awesome that they're willing to listen and hear your feedback.
Yeah,
and go another route because it's only going to look better for them in the industry as well.
Yeah,
because I know there's so many people that will try and help do like what you did, and other people will just burn them down.
Yeah. Because I can't word emails very well, which is what I was saying about writing stories to someone to release is quite worrying for me. But yeah, it was generally quite nice to have that sort of coming back. So where are we now? Have we managed to get through on your next stretch?
No, I think we're 650. We had a couple people dip down.
Bastards.
It's okay. That happens. It's really scary when you look at it on the back end, like the last couple of days, and see how much red there is sometimes from decreasing or canceling. But that's just that's part of how it is. I don't think we'll hit that 54 before it all closes out in 24 minutes. But that's okay.
Yeah. No. It's been good though. You're still over 50,000. So that's
absolutely. Good. I'm thrilled with it. And like tonight, I have a video call in a couple hours with my patrons. I try and do that once a month where we just sit on a call and just hang out and be friends. And so we'll get to celebrate together. In a couple of
That's
hours.
a good idea. I've been trying to think of things to do with my patrons because
it's great. It's because some of these folks have been supporting me for years, and just having a call where it's like there's no real like, this is what we're doing, this is what we're talking about. It's like, hey, how are things going with your kids? And like, did you have a good time on your vacation to Ireland? Did you like things like that where it's just being friends?
Yeah. Where do you do that? Do you do that over on your Discord channel?
I do it through a Google Meet.
Okay.
I could do it through Discord but not everybody that's in the Patreon, even though they have specific roles in my Discord, not all of them use it. So this is an easier way to send out, here's a private link. We can all jump in. If you do start doing it, send a reminder the day before. Because it's if you say it's going to be like, hey, this is happening in this many weeks, it's always good to have a reminder.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna write that down because I'm always happy to do new things because I always find it amazing that anyone sends me any money because I'm just a middle-aged man just talking to a camera, rambling sometimes to a camera. But it's people are so generous.
Yes,
and supportive, which is amazing. So it's just trying to find something to give back.
Yep.
But right, I think we should wrap. If I've got to try and sort my dogs out in a second. So
that sounds good. I've got like 20 minutes on the Kickstarter left, so I should probably see if I missed any Kickstarter messages. Anybody that's like, oh, but what about this? And then answer these questions quickly. So maybe they'll decide yay or nay.
Yeah. Hopefully, say we will get some late pledges and additional.
Yeah,
stuff
I'm sure I will.
Anyway, so
I'm thrilled with where it is. So thank you so much for having me on, Adrian.
It's Brian,
chatting with you.
Yeah, it's been great. We'll do this again with your super secret project when that's announced.
Do you ever have multiple people on?
I did. I had Zach and Zach, which sounds like a Disney TV show.
We Shadow Zach and Zach. Yep.
Yeah. I think because I've got Than Gibson coming back on to do Dark Space, isn't it? And then hopefully his partner's coming on. But would you ever consider doing a one shot of Vast Grimm on my live channel?
Absolutely. Yes, totally.
So I think I'm booked up till February next year.
Okay,
which is mental. But
having a little bit of a break after my next two conventions sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Cool. We'll sort a date out.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to.
All right, fantastic. So for everyone that's watched and joined in with all your questions and stuff, thank you. Malakis, I can't get your name right. I was about to apologize for getting your name wrong, and I've done it again. I was hoping I'd just wing it. But thanks for all the comments. Thanks for joining. Brian, especially for having you on. It's been great to meet you. And I'm back live tomorrow. It's fancy dress because it's Halloween. And we are playing We Are Monsters Orcs, which is a Shadow Dark version of we're actually playing like the evil orcs in a Shadow Dark setting.
Oh, wonderful.
So where we're all like got all the green face paint and fangs and stuff. The only annoying thing is my character's female, so I'm going to be having a male voice. That's just I'm not going to try and put on a female voice.
As long as you shave the beard, it'll be great.
Oh no, I'm an orc. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Cheers for watching. See you soon. Bye.